check. Come. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. I'm your host, AfroMattt, and as usual, this is episode 121. I guess as usual, thank you for listening. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a repeat customer, thank you for your continued support. This is a kind of a slow week. And honestly, I'm going to be honest about most of the stuff online. I really could care less. I guess I couldn't care less. A lot of it is just noise at this point. We're going into election season, so we're getting a lot of like I open up my phone and it's like, Ron DeSantis, is he unlikable? Is he completely... Does every single human on the planet hate Ron DeSantis? ? And then it's like... Then the other news is like... Joe Biden falling downstairs or... whatever this is. Joe Biden... Ooh. Joe Biden took a bit of a tumble. This is like... It's just sad, dude. It's just sad. That is so awkward. Joe Biden took a tumble in the middle,
Wing, 10 shut. Mr. President, thank you for joining us today.
It's just kind of sad at this point. He's falling down. He's an old man. He's falling down. I don't like anyone. I don't think Trump's the best option either. That dude's 90 years old too. But Jesus Christ. And this is when everyone says America's the laughing stock. It's because of this. We have either an orange or a man who's feeble and falling down. He can barely say words in a correct order, just mumbling. There's one where he called someone a poopy pants, I think. Let me see if I can find that one. Yeah, this one. It's just sad at this point. It is.
And now it is
sad.
my great honor to introduce the President of the United States,
juice.
President Joe Biden.
I called him booty juice. I think he was calling booty jazz. I don't know. Booty jazz? I don't even know his name. But booty juice is so funny.
Thank you, Secretary Buttigieg.
I don't know what that was, but thank you, Secretary Booty Juice. But so for today, we're not gonna do much political stuff. Sure sure Joe Biden falling down. It's kind of funny. It's funny, haha. It's an old man. It's going to be on America's Funniest Home Videos, but it is just sad and honestly annoying. We might pick up as it gets into the election season this November. Oh yeah, we are sipping on Prosecco today. Prosecco. And yeah, so who knows as we get closer to November, I'm sure there'll be a lot of good juicy news. I don't know what's going on with Trump. I don't know if he's still in prison. I really couldn't care less. So that sentence in of itself is just kind of crazy. I don't know if the ex-president is in prison or not. So we're in a good spot. Country is chillin'. We are chillin'. Let's see. What is this? ADL. Well, okay. Wait. Let's play the news intro. The news. News at 5 with AfroMattt. The ADL defends Ukraine's neo-Nazis, saying they don't attack Jews or Jewish institutions, which is good. The Anti-Defamation League, that's the ADL, The leading pro-Israel lobbying group in America published a Q&A defending Ukraine's neo-Nazi groups. Awesome. Anytime you have to come out and defend neo-Nazis, you're on the right team. You're on the right track there. It's like, oh shit, I'm getting a call. Ugh. I'm gonna let that one ring. Boss is gonna have to wait. Let's see. Q&A defending Ukraine's neo-Nazi groups on the grounds that they don't attack Jews or Jewish institutions. Cool. In an article titled "Why is Putin calling the Ukraine government a bunch of Nazis?" the ADL interviewed David Fishman, professor of Jewish history at the Jewish Theological Seminary, to explain why Ukraine's neo-Nazis aren't that bad. There are neo-Nazis in Ukraine, just as there are in the U.S. and in Russia for that matter. But they are a very marginal group and no political influence, and they don't attack Jews or Jewish institutions in Ukraine. So that's cool. I mean, that is cool. That is nice. Having to come out and explain that for everyone is sick. That is sick. The neo-Nazis in Ukraine are chilling. That might be the episode of everything is just chilling. We are chillin'. Ukraine, mad chillin'. America, we've got presidents falling down. We've got funny gags. One of our ex-presidents is being, like, I guess, imprisoned. And we are just chilling. It is business as usual. Chaos, disorder, confusion, and really, and I don't want to speak for the Gen Zs, but I have sort of a really lax nihilism about most things. Like, even my own job, I'm pretty nihilistic about. Like, I mean, I do my job, but I'm like, if I lose it, I mean, shrug. It's like, sure, it pays well, but it's like nothing's permanent. And really, if you think about it, it could be worse. A lot of things could be worse. You could be one of the homeless, like, zombie creatures in Seattle or something, or you could be trudging the streets of, what's a really bad area, like Chicago, where you just get, like, stabbed or shot. Or there's this game called, like, the Punch-Out game, where kids, which is fun, it's a fun game for kids, they'll get together and they'll be like, all right, man, go punch out that guy. And it's just like some dude sitting on a bus reading, clocked, absolutely knocked out. It was a trend for a while. So, I mean, things are looking good. And I don't want to start off this episode on a super sad note, but we will move on to a kind of somewhat ironic story here. 11-year-old Mississippi boy who called 911 shot by the responding officer. Why did he shoot me? Quote, an 11-year-old boy shot by a Mississippi officer after he dialed 911 for help is recovering following his release from the hospital, his attorney said Thursday. Adrian Murray was shot in the chest earlier Saturday while an Indianola police officer was responding to the domestic disturbance call to the boy's home, about 100 miles northwest of Jackson, according to Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. The boy's mother, Nicola Murray, told CNN she asked the boy to call the police about 4 a.m. after the father of one of her other children arrived at the home, quote, irate. Murray, who told the outlet she was concerned for her safety, said the officer who arrived had his gun drawn at the front door and asked for those in the home to come outside. Adrian's mom said that he was shot coming around the corner of the hallway. into the living room. I cannot grasp why, she told the outlet. The same cop that told him to come out of the house, Adrian, did, and then he got shot. He kept asking, why did he shoot me? What did I do wrong? Why did this guy shoot me? According to the news release from the MBI, the boy suffered significant injuries and was hospitalized following the shooting. No one else was injured. So this is a heartwarming story. Classic story. African-American boy calls police, does everything right. Police tells him to come out of the house, tries to protect him, and accidentally shoots him in the chest. Classic story. We've heard it 1,000 times. Police, awesome. I feel like, I think I saw a news headline somewhere where it was like, you know, like those TikTok, sometimes there'll be like a TikTok video that will show up of like some really cool cops that can like skateboard. I heard a news story that one of the officers like got out of his car and played basketball with these kids or whatever, and like was shooting some hoop. He was like a really cool officer. And then it turns out that he ended up accidentally shooting one of the kids in that video like 3 years down the line. That is poetic justice. That's what you get. But I mean, I don't hate all cops. Most I do, but it's a noble profession that attracts only the most righteous individuals. But I thought this one was kind of funny. It's only funny because the kid didn't die. If the kid died, it would be tragic. But the kid got shot by a cop accidentally. Like how? Like if I sent an email accidentally, I would probably be fired. And this guy's just shooting people. I don't know if he's fired. According to the news release, the boy suffered significant injuries. Neither the Indianola police chief nor the officer who authorities say shot the child could immediately be reached by USA Today. So, no news. Awesome. And you know what? There'll be no more news on that because it will never come out. Nothing ever will happen. It's an interesting headline. That's it. That's about where it stops. This wine has gotten a little stale. All right. There is a new game out. Wait, what? BBC News. I love BBC News because they just put out the news that no one cares about. And that's what we cover here. Google removes slavery simulator game amid outrage in Brazil. Okay. It had 4.0 stars with 66 likes. Okay. Google has removed the highly controversial game called Slavery Simulator from its App Store. The app, which allowed players to buy... Okay. I mean, this is crazy. Buy and sell black characters was launched by Magnus Games on April 20th. The game was downloaded more than 1,000 times before it was removed. They need to find who's downloading these. All right, here's a question: Would a slavery simulator game be better if it was you playing as kind of like the slave, sort of like a Django Unchained type game, or is it better in this scenario? I think that it's better. Neither. Okay, first off, I want to go on the record. Neither are good. But of the two, I think that it could be kind of like informative, kind of like I can imagine, like, you know how you play what's that game, the Oregon Trail, so you know, you find out that the Oregon Trail was tough and you lost a lot of family members, people dying of typhoid fever, you know, someone gets their leg chopped off, someone loses a limb. You lose a couple cows. You lose, you know, Stacy to malaria. It's an educational process. I think a slavery simulator. I mean, that sounds just so bad. Imagine the fourth grade teacher. All right, everyone, we're going to be talking about slavery today. So boot up your games and play. What? Like, what? Oh, man. But you never know in the future. Imagine AI or like virtual reality. Honestly, that would be kind of like it sucks. It sucks that I mean, it's not a good thing but I feel like it would connect with a lot of people instead of just like reading a chapter on slavery from a book or living through the living torment in a video game. Okay, well that's not what was happening here. In this case, you were the white person, quote unquote, from the article, buying and selling black characters, which is not cool. Which is not cool. But I think there is room, any game developers out there, for some sort of like virtual, like there's a lawn mowing simulator where you just mow a lawn. I think it would be interesting to approach sort of like an educational style slavery simulator. And I'm going on the record as saying, I'm going physically on the record saying that I would play that game and stream it live. Off the record. Blatant racism, yes. The image illustrating the game has a white man surrounded by black men. It is absurdly violent. Google, I mean, what is Google? How does Google let something like this happen? Which is actually kind of crazy. Google said that apps that promote violence or incite hatred against individuals or a group based on race, or that depict or promote gratuitous violence or other dangerous activities. When violations are found, we take appropriate action. Magnus Games did not respond to BBC requests for a comment, but in its description, the game company said it was created solely for the entertainment purposes. Our studio condemns slavery in any form. Okay, I mean, Jesus. I mean, imagine if like this had like 1,000 downloads is like not a lot, but imagine if it had like 5 million downloads. Like it was like Cookies Clicker or whatever. What is that? Candy Crush. It's like Candy Crush. Everyone's playing it on the bus. That would be a serious issue. You look over, someone's like, okay, we can't do bits like this. We got to move on. What is this? Oh, Lizzo. My girl Lizzo. So Lizzo threatens to quit music and live and live on a farm after a post about how fat she is went viral. Pop megastar. I don't know if is megastar kind of like a jab at how big she is. I mean, you can't call someone a megastar. So, pop supernova, giant star, literal giant star. Lizzo has had enough of the snide comments about her body and shape. So much so she committed Joe Biden campaign. So much so the committed Joe Biden campaigner took to social media on Wednesday to challenge what she calls the fat-phobic comments she faces on a daily basis. Yes. I feel like she wouldn't have that much of an issue with fat-phobic comments if it wasn't like the whole thing that she's got going. Like, she's out there, she's like, I'm fat, I'm beautiful and fat and proud. All that stuff, that's just inviting people to say mean things, right? You have to be like super chill about it. You have to be Yes, I'm fat. I don't care. Well, I mean, I guess that is kind of what she's doing. But I feel like you just have to not mention it. Just exist. Just be fat and exist. Like, it's cool. People are chill. People are actually chill with fat people because there's so many of them. So goddamn many of them. Um, I think I saw someone rolling down aisles in Walmart. Like, not on a cart, just like them rolling. Like, they looked like they had no feet. But like, like Augustus Gloop or whatever from no, not Augustus Gloop, Violet Strom or whatever from Willy Wonka, where she just turns into a giant grape. Those people exist and they're out there, and I'm not scared of them unless they're in motion downhill and I'm in path. But that's the only time I would be fat phobic, is if they're in motion towards me on an inclined plane and I'm in the warpath. I don't look at them and say I'm not scared. I'm I don't look at them, I'm scared. But Lizzo is sort of like campaigning for being big, which is a tough stance to take, because there are a lot of statistics out there that support the fact that being fat means that you're dead and means that you die quicker. Which, I mean, if these people truly didn't, if these people truly didn't care about you, they would probably not say anything, because, I mean, they don't care. I feel like when people, I mean, I don't know what type of comments she's getting. If it's like, hey, kill yourself, fatty, it's enough. That's too much. But if it's like, hey, hit the gym, that's a comment that's, I mean, it's rude, but it could be seen as sort of a beneficial comment. I mean, it's mean, it's rough. You don't ever want to hear someone, I could hit the gym because I'm thin and I'm just bones. But it is what it is. And it's interesting that she's getting mad. Y'all don't know how close I am. Okay. So here's what she said. This is a quote from Lizzo. Lizzo exclaimed, "Y'all don't know how close I be to giving up on everyone and quitting and enjoying my money and my man on a fucking farm." She then further expanded on her comments. "I'm not trying to be fat. I'm not trying to be smaller. I'm literally just trying to live and be healthy. Well, this is what my body looks like even when I'm eating super clean and working out. Y'all speak on shit y'all know nothing about." Quote, Lizzo. That might go on my tombstone. That is a legendary Lizzo quote. I say Lizzo like kind of like Steve O. Like, I always separate the words for some reason. I'm not trying to be fat. I'm not trying to be smaller. I'm literally just trying to live and be healthy. This is what my body looks like when I'm eating super clean and working out. Y'all speak on shit y'all know nothing about. Lizzo. I mean, what is this? Lizzo responds, "Y'all don't know how close I am to giving up." I mean, she is pretty. She has a nice face structure. Oh wait, this is her?
I just finished showering and doing my little routine, and you know what I realized? I am fucking gorgeous. I am the beauty standard. Catch up, bitch.
All right. Well, yeah, I know she has a very pretty face. She does. Lizzo's out there killing it. She's a boss bitch queen. She's going ham. I'm for it. I am for, if you want to eat 3,000 Big Macs a day, that's something that you should do. There needs to be people out there pushing the absolute limits in every field. And there are some people pushing the absolute limits on what is physically humanly possible to weigh. You look at TLC. What does that show? TLC is like My 12,000-Pound Sisters or something. The 6,000-pound sisters. Those, you need to... they're risking their lives for the sake of humanity. Pushing the absolute boundaries of, human excellence. They stand on the shoulders of giants. They stand on the boulders of giants. Okay. Let's see. What is that? 600-pound sisters. 6,000-pound sisters. Dude, 6,000 pounds. It is 6,000 pounds. Is it not? Is it 6,000 pounds? Oh no, it's 1,000 pounds. I was gonna say 6,000 pound is crazy. No. Tammy's boyfriend arrives. And you guessed it. He's a chubby chaser, and he is... He found the thickest lady. Black Air Force Ones. It's over.
What up, baby girl?
She really gonna call her dad?
Yeah. My name is Jerry, and I'm 45 years old, and I'm from North Carolina, Winston.
I love the fact that she's able to find someone who supports her and loves her. And I think that this might be the perfect match because she's getting what she wants, and that's almost anyone. And he's getting what he wants, and that is a thick queen. And he just found a 1,000-pound one. He found the biggest fish in the sea. When they say, oh, there's other fish in the sea, no, this man wants the big kahuna. He's going after Moby Dick,
Salem.
Like, when it comes to, like, you know how, like, always think of things are in percentages. Like, Michael Jordan is the top 0.0001% of all basketball players. She is in the elite tier of weighed humans, of humans that weigh a lot. She's in the top, 99.999 percentile. She is outperforming everyone in the game of being big, bold, beautiful, queen, gorgeous, boss bitch, slaying, queen, serving cunt, all these things she's doing, just as Lizzo's doing. Lizzo's in probably like the 70th percentile, maybe 90. I don't know how big people are out there. There are some monsters out there, but he's going after elite talent, and I appreciate that, Jerry. I appreciate that a lot.
So what's up?
I can't believe you found my hair.
I'm here. Well, I pictured it. It ain't no dream. Me
It's
being
so
here with
wholesome.
Tammy,
I love this.
it's crazy. Because I'm so used to talking to her on the phone, but not in person.
How's the trip?
Oh, the trip was fine.
Took you so damn long to get here.
Whatever, man.
I love this. This is really
The
so
best
nice.
part about it is
though.
me.
Yeah.
It is so
I met
wholesome.
Tammy online.
I really
It
love
was
this.
a BBW group. A BBW.
It was a BBW. No. It was a BBW group. He was scouting. He's a talent scout. Okay. Big beautiful woman. If you don't know what BBW is,
It's Big Beautiful Women. And we
Oh,
started chatting from that.
he found
Tammy's
the biggest.
personality stuck out to me, and her looks attracted me to her.
Oh yeah.
I love all sides.
Chubby chaser. Chubby chaser. Yes sir.
You happy to see me?
Well, yeah.
Word.
Jerry's in town, and I'm a
BBW.
little nervous. All I can think about is his lips.
Those
Not
lips.
juicy lips.
He got juicy lips. Dude,
You want to meet my sister?
she has a fat
Alright.
forehead. I didn't know that was possible.
The bitch will be out here in a few minutes, so you have no choice.
Right, I ain't got no choice. I spoke to Amy on video chat, and now I'm kind of nervous to meet her in person now.
That's so sweet.
because
I
they
love
real
it.
close.
So nice.
Babe, Jerry's here.
How you know? You didn't look.
Yeah, I did. What's up?
Oh, of course they have a
Nothing.
ratty little dog. Dude, that ratty dog lives, like, spawned with them. They look like they say Mima. I mean, dude, the 1,000-pound sisters, as just a show concept, is crazy. I mean, how do you even, like, approach that show? How do you say, all right, hear me out. This is like the TLC boardroom. I found these two people. They're sisters. They live in the middle of nowhere, Missouri. Get this. Everyone's kind of like, okay. So what are they, racist? Is it like my two Nazi sisters or something? He's like, better. They're both 1,000 pounds. And they all just like, someone drops a pen. You hear the pen drop onto the floor. Everyone's mouth is like open, like they erase the entire whiteboard and just draw two giant circles with heads. they just instantly start making ideas. All right. Now what can we do with them? Okay, can we get a board? Can we get them on BBW group chat so they can start meeting some nice, thick, chubby chasers? You know, I kind of want to watch the rest of that show. TLC is it's like entertainment from the future, I think. TLC is entertainment from the future. It is way ahead of its time. I think that it's way ahead of its time. TLC, it's not going far enough. It needs to. I feel like they started pretty nice with like, there was like a family that had like 20 kids, some Christian family that had like 20 kids. It's like the Downer family or something. And then they went on to like the midget people, like My Small Life or I don't know what they called it. But they've moved up. Oh, in My Strange Addictions, they get gross, gritty. People eat rocks. There's people out there that eat rocks, right? So that's like, there's people out there eating, chewing, biting, trying to digest, and I assume excreting rocks. There's those people are on TLC, and now they have just the most elite talent, and so like the person that finds them, they're scouting. They've got to be scouting, right? You don't ask, like, you're not casting. Like, I'm not trying to, you send out what, a Craigslist ad looking for 1,000 plus individuals for a TV show position. I mean, you have to be scouting for that position probably. So there's people out there that work for TLC that probably, I guess, just hang out in Walmart parking lots and just take notes and like sneak photographs. And they better get paid well, because it is, I can't even think of something that's like a TV show framed around two 1,000-pound individuals. I don't know how to turn that into any sort of content without just like, rolling them, getting momentum behind them, dropping them onto a trampoline and seeing how far they bounce. Those types of things is like all I can think about. But like, where do you even go from there? It is entertainment from the future. Like, where do you go from there? Dude, speaking about entertainment from the future, Mr. Beast has, he needs to be stopped. My sister and brother, they're like, did you see Mr. Beast's new video? Because they know I absolutely am terrified of Mr. Beast. To me, Mr. Beast is a menace to society, unlike we've ever seen before. He hides behind this like super nice persona of giving away money, but he is, like, to me, the definition of everything has a price. You know, like, it's like, oh, would you eat your firstborn child alive, or would you eat your firstborn child alive for $1 billion? And then the parent is like crying while eating their child's like alive. That's to me, that to me is Mr. Beast. He is a menace to society, and he just goes to show how far people will go for money. Like, and I mean, the things he comes up to and the things people agree to do. Like, this video is ages 1 to 100 fight for $500,000. I haven't seen this video, but they said they put a 1-year-old in a cage, which I'm very interested in.
Challenge has officially begun. Let's see which age is the best.
Representing for 31. I've got.
Behind me are 100 people, and they range from the age 1 all the way through age 100. And I've trapped each of them in their very own glass cube. The last one to leave their cube is going to win $500,000. The challenge has officially begun. Let's see which age.
So, I mean, so he got someone to agree to let their child, their 1-year-old child, into a cube, a glass cube, for the internet entertainment for a long ass time. I want to see how long that baby stayed in there.
It's really impressive. Everyone, I need you to lock in your votes. Hit the button that lines up with the cup you choose.
I don't know who to trust. Green. He said red. Red. She said blue.
Blue. Don't trust her.
I don't trust the man over there at all.
You're done, big boy. Done.
Reveal what color they picked. Seeing how only 3 people picked green. Nolan, were those 3 people right? They were not. Most people picked blue.
Yeah, that guy's
Let's
98.
see if they're right. They are!
And of course, he does challenges and.
In our Squid Games video, you guys loved the marble game, so we brought it back. Yeah! Just like last time, the contestants are playing 1v1 against their neighbor. Each player is given 10 marbles, and they choose.
I mean, he literally is doing the Squid Game games. This is absolutely crazy. Who wins this? What age wins this? Age 52 versus 40.
I don't think it's in there. I think I'm gonna pick my case.
You're gonna keep this.
Locked in?
All right, Joe, what is inside your briefcase? Oh my God! I knew it!
All right. I mean, I really can't even watch Mr. Beast for that long because it's just like, it gives me incredible amount of pain. Like, and would I do it? Of course I would. Would I lock myself into a glass cage? I would. And that's the worst part, is that anyone watching is like, I want to be subjected. I want the opportunity to be in a Mr. Beast video. That's kind of like the worst part, is like, that's the last hope for people. It's like your last hope isn't starting a business or anything. It's Mr. Beast sends you an email, or you get selected by Mr. Beast to be in one of his videos, and now you're set. You're like, now I have a chance at being set for life. I mean, $500,000, that's almost nothing, by the way. It's not much. Good luck buying even a house for that. You know, banks loan $500,000 to people who are in school, like teachers, right? It's not that much, but I mean, it's a lot, but it's compared to, like, it's not, you're not set for life. That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't know. Mr. Beast, he just represents something that is not okay with the world. It is not okay. When that is like, it's just wild. And everyone's like, no, but he's giving away so much money. He's helping people. All right. All right, you got me there. He is helping. He is helping one single individual and maybe a couple others, like throwing a couple change their way, you know? But it's like, would you have the same opinion if Elon Musk was doing these like weird experiments with people? Like if Elon Musk did first one to leave my factory gets $100 million. Would we all watch that the same way that we watch Mr. Beast? Would we all have that like watching Mr. Beast makes me feel kind of sick and ill because I imagine the kind of like money behind the scenes, the amount of people that work with it. He's giving away $500,000. It probably took $500,000 to even produce, right? You have to pay people to sit there. You have to pay editors. You have to buy all the film equipment. You have to buy the wherever he films this in some like saw trap facility that I assume owns. So it's like if Mr. Elon Musk himself decided to open his own YouTube channel, which isn't he goes crazy on Twitter. Him having his own YouTube channel is not out of the question. And he just starts rounding people up and doing a real life Hunger Games, fully, one-for-one recreation, real weapons. Everyone's signed like full disclosure because they're broke. And and are we watching that with the same sort of like childlike, everyone's talking about it, it's like everyone's giddy with the new Mr. Beast torture video. Hey, who's gonna get the money this time? What lucky kid is gonna get the money this time? Who's gonna get the Tesla? It's bad, and I don't know where, and everyone has to go higher too. That's the scary thing with Mr. Beast is like everyone has to be a little bit higher, and he releases a new one every 3 weeks. So like 2 years, you're looking at like $100 million for last one to, stand on a cliff ledge. First one to climb this mountain face without any gear wins $100 million. And he's like shooting them with paintball guns or something. He does actual, like, what if he actually does like real, like sometimes he'll do videos where it's like he'll pay a private investigator to try to track him down, or like an FBI agent. What if he just like, how sometimes in Africa they'll fly in a helicopter and shoot pigs or like gazelle, and they'll shoot them with like a giant net? What if him and his friends just get in a bunch of helicopters and it's like he buys like 100 acres and it's like hide and seek, last one to get caught wins $100 million or whatever. And he just flies around this helicopter shooting giant nets from his helicopter, literally manhunting people. Now, that video, as I'm describing it, I would watch that video. And I don't think it's that far-fetched for him to do that. I mean, it's crazy. Watch some of the videos on Mr. Beast. It's absolutely wild, the things that he's doing. And he's like pushing new limits on what internet content is capable of. And he's like, and on every interview, he's like, yeah, I actually don't make that much money. A lot of it just goes to the winner or whatever. I'm like, yeah, okay. Sure, bud. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, let's go on to TikTok time. TikTok time in the city. Sorry for crooning, you guys. I think, is that what it is? That singing style? TikTok time. Let's get that weird, happy little TikTok time song. Yeah. Gen Z. We're hip. We're cool. What's the newest trend? TikTok time. TikTok time is we have this speaker. This Texas House speaker faces calls to resign over this video of him visually and audibly intoxicated while calling for a vote.
Amendment is acceptable to the author. Is there objection to the opposite amendment? The chair has done. Members adopted. The chair recognizes Mr. Johnson of Harris. Mr. Johnson of Harris to speak in opposition to the bill.
Dude, he's so drunk. We've all been there. We've all been there, folks. I was talking about the bill, you know, where you're just like, you cannot see straight. I mean, he's going through it. Okay, this one's pretty fun. This is a homeless guy. So this guy interviews homeless men, and he's interviewing this homeless person. And this homeless person has a message that I would like to share with the world.
Thank God for fentanyl.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God for fentanyl.
I thank God for fentanyl.
Yeah. Why is that?
It gives me hope. Yep. And at the end of
Bless up. Bless up. This one's going to you, Jesus. I thank God for fentanyl every day. Because why? Because it gives me hope.
Why is that?
It gives me hope. Yep. And at the end of the day, they say the person who serves them should be tried with murder or whatever. But at the end of the day, like if someone was to serve me some fentanyl and I died, I wouldn't want that person to get charged now because that's what I wanted. That was my choice and decision.
Do you ever want to get clean?
It's a time and a place for everything, man.
Dude, this guy's the most articulate fentanyl addict I've ever seen in my life. And he is kind of making a valid point. He's like, I don't want the the dealer for the fentanyl shouldn't be tried for murder because it's like the dude who bought it, you know, bought it. But then again, it's like, what if he gave it for free as like a, you know, some drug dealers give away free samples so you get addicted, and then you're talking about like they're actively trying to kill you. That's a tough question, but you know, he has a very libertarian stance on things.
Man, I can never see nobody getting clean off fentanyl in the streets. It's impossible.
You know one thing I heard about the programs today, what we've learned? Some of these programs require people to be clean. And so it's this catch-22 of then nobody's going to go to the program. Because, yeah.
He solved it. You want people to be clean for these programs, that's not the fact.
Nobody's going to do that.
You got to get clean first, and the best way to get clean is going to jail.
But that's the thing, man. When I talk to people like you, I'm like, I don't want you to OD.
You know, I'm a pretty cool character, pretty intelligent, a lot of knowledge, understanding, motivation. You make me want to quit, just due to your compliments.
Let's get you to quit. I'm gonna give you $100 cash. I don't want you to spend it on fentanyl if possible. I know that's tough.
It's gonna make me cry.
Much love, dude. Yeah. Anything you need, you see me out here, you let me know.
I mean, that guy's super chill, but that $100 is definitely being used on fentanyl, the most addictive drug on the planet, on the face of the planet. It's sad. It is really sad that people like that are getting grabbed up by fentanyl. I mean, hopefully they have like some sort of like mass consumer fentanyl pill, like Adderall. Like people are just like prescribing their kids fentanyl, just cutting straight to the point. Screw it. Hardcore drugs. Straight in. We're over it. Here we go. Dude, I am on a kick with this guy. This guy is such a riot. His name's Sam's Taylor, and he's the guy who makes clothes for people, and he always has a really interesting intro for his clients. And he really seems like he doesn't like his clients at all, because they all come from TikTok, and I feel like he kind of has a distaste or disdain for all the things that TikTok makes him do, you know. So all these people come in from TikTok. He's like, yet another Asian TikTok boy.
Canadian Chinese boy has dropped by for some molestation. Very horny but sexy Filipino here. Turn around and bend over. Thank God he is of age, 20 years old. No cops coming for me. Let's open this young Rwandan up. I cannot get it up for this guy. Too white, too fat, too old. Turned on by pasty white guys. Oh, and he smells good. I have a very sleazy and oily Mexican here. I will do 2 Chinese girls at the same time. I am dripping wet. dripping wet over this gorgeous Chinese young boy. My shades and my knees.
Someone needs to check this man's hard drive.
For this underage Indonesian girl. I've been stuck with this horny Hawaiian guy for the last 2 days. He's driven me up the wall. This sexy Indian boy is dressed in his pajamas. And I'm going to open up this young species and show you his backside.
I mean, the dude's wild. Just runs rampant on TikTok. Here's another one. I love these compilations. Oh, wait, no, that's the same one I uploaded twice. Psych. Okay, let's watch one more video. Oh, here's a couple billionaires. I thought this was interesting because billionaires have a perspective on things that, you know, you can't even grasp. You can't even understand. Like, they don't know the price of gas or like a gallon of milk, but they have a interesting perspective. And so now this is their perspective and a glimpse into their world where they make $1 million bets with each other on the U.S. debt.
You guys want to make a bet? Sax, you want to make a friendly wager with me?
Sure, what's that?
Okay, I bet you that debt to GDP gets to 200 before it gets to 50. And I'll bet you however amount of money you want, and we can do it for our own personal gain or for charity.
That may well be true, but the question is, how bad is 200% debt to GDP? I don't think that's a really bad scenario.
I mean, I really don't think it matters. If you think it's happening, your job is to profit from it. I'll make the same bet with you, Freebrook. I think it gets to 200 before it gets to 50.
Let's do the math on that real quick. So the size of GDP is what, about 25 trillion, and we're at about 32 trillion in debt. If we're to have 200% debt to GDP right now, it'd be at 50 trillion of debt. Now, let's impute an interest rate at which you would need to finance that.
4%.
So,
dude, $25 trillion is what we're in debt right now? I actually did not know that. That is crazy.
So 4% on 50 trillion is 2 trillion a year. Isn't that like half the budget?
That's my point. That's why you have to see taxes go up to over 70%. You got to tax everything in order to fund that.
So the U.S. government has collected $2 trillion in fiscal year 2023. Let's do 2022. It basically collected $3.7 trillion.
Right. You're using more than half of the government's income based on the current tax rates to fund the interest payments on your debt.
Jesus. Yeah, America as an institution is completely fucked. The business model of America is gone. It's over. It's been ran into the ground greedily. And on that note, I wanted to leave you with Chinese man sings Taylor Swift.
Legend, we are Romeo, you are Charlie Beth, and my daddy says stay away from Juliet, and I was crying on the staircase begging.
All right. Man, I can't not laugh at this, and it is wholesome, but Chinese accents always make me laugh. I'm not kidding. They always do.
On Juliet, and I was crying on the staircase begging, please don't go. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere we can be around. I'd be waiting, all I love to do is wrong. You'll be pricey and be pricey. It's a love story, baby, just say yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening.